My God, if I just shown you killing animals, you'd be on the computer tonight. If I just shown you bashing Christians and taking down their nativity at a courthouse, you'd be on television and radio tomorrow. Who is going to speak? I went to a thing yesterday for the unsolved homicides in Jacksonville and just was surrounded with picture after picture of dead black kid in our city. Stack the living people in Jacksonville up side by side, 60 of them are white, 30 of them are black. Stack the murdered people up on the body bags, it jumps to 70 of them are black. Only about 20 of them are white. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. If there were 30,000 white Americans being murdered in this country every year, we'd be having congressional hearings, school board meetings, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we'd be freaking out. It's like nobody cares because it's normal. And what I want is when you hear about a black kid being shot, I want you to go, what? A black kid was shot over what? Man, that's crazy. Because here's what we actually do. Why do we protect dogs? Because we see them as innocent. Why do we protect date rape people as we see them as innocent? Why don't we speak up? Well, you know, they shouldn't have been out there. Isn't it interesting? You would never say to a girl that got raped at a party, well, you shouldn't have been drinking. You shouldn't have been at that party with those boys. You wouldn't blame the victim. But in this country, the person's murdered and we say, well, it's your fault. Or what are you talking about? Okay, let's say it is the dope guy's fault, shot and da-da-da. But we should not let NBC, Universal, Sony, and everything else say, you want to be at the halftime show? And project that image of, I'm a killer, I'm a this, I'm a that. It's blindness, it's deception. I thought you weren't against the puppets. I'm not. But if you change what they get paid to do, they will change the performance. The second you tell them, you will not sell. Listen, here's what I thought about. Reebok is like, well, I don't know if we should do that because, you know, I don't think anybody's going to say anything about all our hypocrisy when it comes to black artists, you know, and their negative images. I tell you what, you thought Reebok was freaked out about having to drop Rick Ross. Wait till athletes that wear Reebok send their shoes back and say, if you have a conscience about date rape, but not a conscience about young guys getting killed in the streets, I won't wear your stuff. Wait till halftime where a whole football team comes out at the 50-yard line and takes off their jersey and throws it down and says Reebok has high standards when it comes to date rape, but they got no standard with I got a chopper and I'll shoot you and leave you in a puddle. Wait till they realize that there are people here that speak up for all people, not just one group or one segment or an animal. Reebok cannot be let to get away with this. If they fire Rick Ross, they should hire Rick Ross back. And they should say, we made a mistake. We paid this man for negative imagery, and then we turned our back on him when he didn't fit our brand. The truth is, we'll fine us. Here's $500,000, here's $500,000, here's $500,000, here's $500,000, and Rick has agreed to join us in confronting this mockery of women and stuff in race. Instead of cutting the puppet off, act like the puppet did wrong, you take responsibility and you make a difference. Because there's an athlete somewhere whose brother was killed over some foolishness, and he's not going to understand why you got a high standard on date rape, but a low standard on kids being killed in the street. I don't understand it, and I'm telling you, they're not going to understand it. And wait till the Magic or the Heat or the Bulls all get in the locker room and say, yeah, man, we're not wearing these shoes because they don't have a standard over this or that. Wait till people start dropping you, Reebok. Wait till women take off their soccer shirts in the middle of the thing and say, I refuse to wear a company that will have a conscience about date rape but not a conscience about drug dealing. The whole country will turn on you unless you come out now and say right is right and wrong is wrong. Not right is wrong when we make money, wrong is right when we make money. Right's got to be right. If you've got values and if you've got a brand, do it now. Show us that you're not who it looks like you are. Show us that you didn't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Show us that you do have a conscience. You care about all people, not just the number of signatures. I wonder how long it took you before you realized we might have to make a cut. If that man had messed up one line, you'd still be paying him today to sing the music that he sings. You have no conscience. You have a bottom line. Speak conscience and get yourself right. And I'm sorry, Nike, you're next. Sony, Universal, Warner Brothers, all of you, no more. We're not taking it anymore. Clear Channel Cox, we're not taking it anymore. You got to have if it was a dog, you'd have a conscience. If it was a homosexual, you'd have a conscience. If it was a Jewish person or a Christian person or a Muslim person, you'd have a conscience. If it's date rape, you have a conscience. But black kids killing black kids, you don't have a conscience because it's acceptable. It's not acceptable in this country anymore. And you don't have to wait to hear from Jesse Jackson. You're hearing from me right now. It's not acceptable in this country anymore, and you got to stop it. You got to stop doing it.